All right, Safe Haven, what is going on? We are back. Just wanted to give everybody a heads up, first of all, before we get into it, that nothing you hear is financial advice from anybody that is on this AMA. Everything that we are saying here is just to help you get a further and deeper understanding of the team so you can make the best investment possible for yourself. Without further ado, we have Hoppy Cat and Maximum Screening from Bubble Tea Cat. And we will be getting this AMA kicked off. So, Hoppy, let me give you a breakdown of how this is going to run. Hey, Dumbledore, mute your mic.
Oh, my bad, buddy.
Yeah, man, no problem. All right, let me give you guys a rundown of how this AMA is going to go. All right. We are going to start off with some lighter, basic questions, getting to know you and your background and whatnot. And then as we go farther, we'll go into deeper questions that are more in depth. Is that good with you, Hoppy?
Sounds good to me. Thanks.
All right. That's what's up. Let's get straight into it. So, Hoppy, tell us what brought you into this space in the first place.
All of crypto space, I guess, Reddit. I've been interested in crypto since 2013, but I never really got into it until 2017. And I used to follow Reddit a lot then, and I would do the thing where we'd all look at the website and try to pick our financial, not like try to take their financial advice, I guess, whether or not to invest in it, because they would base like I don't know, like they kind of give a broad overview, but I feel like every basic shitcoin kind of does better at explaining their protocols than what we had to work with in 2017. So it was definitely interesting, and I felt a little bit discouraged around that same time because there was some involvement with the SEC a little bit back then. I remember there were some tokens that I was following that they were like, watch out, maybe this is a security. So I kind of left crypto for a little bit, but very, very cliche. I came back after Elon, and so like he has my heart. Sorry, I took really, really long time to ramble about that, but yeah.
Nah, that was actually perfectly normal response. Nothing too long about that. It's perfectly normal. Go ahead, keep on.
Thank you.
All right. But outside of that, what made you want to create a project yourself? What drove you to do that? Where'd you get that motivation from?
Well, this is a project that I've been working on for at least a year as a crypto project, but it's kind of also my life's work. So I have always loved creating businesses. I've never been amazing at it myself without networking with other people. So this is an entrepreneurs club. And so I hope not only will it help make a lot of other people successful, but since we're all starting from the ground up, I think it's also a really fun experiment.
Got you. And what made you want to create this type of project in particular?
I felt like there was a talent drain, and especially BNB chain. People were leaving, people were going to Ethereum. They were saying that, the chain is dead. Clearly it's one of the most populous chains, so I don't think it's fair to say that it has no value. And so I wanted to try to stop all of the excellent people that are here on this chain from going to other chains, because they're all very smart and bright and talented in building kind of ways. Like if there was the group of BNB chain, people like us all doing a hackathon, I think that we could blow some of these other chains out of the water, because we could create websites in 20 minutes. I mean, think of how fast we could put together something from scratch to fully formed almost. And to say that that's not talent, I don't know what is. So Yeah, I'd say that that's a huge reason why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to kind of challenge, especially the people on B&B chain, and say, look, like let's show them we're not down for the count.
Got you, understood. And okay, so give us a breakdown of what Bubble Tea Cat is.
Well, Bubble Tea Cat is a token that if you hold a certain amount of it, it gives you different access to our tier system. And if you're at our very top tier system, you're essentially one of the fellow developers with me. So I don't really know any other token that's so open like that. But one of the benefits of being on that highest tier is that eventually everyone that's on that highest tier will have a chance to go through this quest where they build a business together with a small group. I don't know if Maximus is still awake. He lives in Australia. I was wondering if maybe he could talk a little bit about this part, because I know he was really excited about it. Rob, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, guys. Good morning. It's 2 a.m. here, so
Oh my God,
on the
I'm sorry.
of going on the nod, but I'll be okay for a bit.
Yeah, if you don't mind just answering this one question before you fall asleep, I really appreciate it. He's awesome. I'll have to show you guys his kangaroo hopping video later.
Yeah, it was a kangaroo dance that I did for another project, and yeah, it's actually been quite funny and quite a bumpy road that Hoppy and I have had. We met on a project a couple of years ago, and the name was Donut Cat, and it went belly up. Anyway, it was only a little while back, and Hoppy said, "Oh, we should try and relaunch Donut Cat." And I said, "No, Donut Cat's poison. Forget about it. Just call it Bubble Tea Cat." And I didn't sort of think too much more of it. And then Hoppy said, "Oh, I want you to come and join this group." And I said, "Oh, Bubble Tea Cat, and what's all this?" And he says, "Oh, this is my project." Oh, what? Okay, yeah, of course. So she's been trying to get me to come on board and help with, not other projects, but just to chat in different groups and things. And because we're traveling around Australia and we live in a tent, it's just been a bit difficult trying to arrange different times and things because of the different time zones and what have you. But yeah, so that's how we met, and I'm just here to help Hoppy in the chat and help out any way I can. It's great to meet you guys, and thanks very much for putting on this AMA for us. It's awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming here. All righty. So the next thing I wanted to get into is this is the part where we start to go a little bit deeper. All right. So the next thing I wanted to get into is you guys said that you will be, let me read it exactly what you said, because I don't want to slip up and put words in y'all's mouths or nothing. So you said your Goldfish Society will be the home of entrepreneurs, DApps and apps. Okay. Can you do me a favor and give a breakdown? All right. Could you give a breakdown of what that means and what this project is in terms of what I just said right there, that the Goldfish Society will be the home of entrepreneurs, DApps?
Sure, absolutely. Our Goldfish Society is a little bit different than our cat tiers. Once people are in the Goldfish Society, they network directly with each other, and we, as Bubble Tea Cat, we have no ownership over their projects. So how this would end up working is basically, instead of starting out all famous and successful like Bored Ape Yacht Club, is that we kind of are starting at the bottom and growing our businesses together side by side. And we don't own their businesses, but we basically, instead of being a project incubator, I guess you could call us an entrepreneur incubator. And so we help all of the entrepreneurs to become successful, and then they will be creating apps and dApps, and essentially, like, we will be their community where we help them with anything that they need. So let's say someone is in need of an artist, they could just reach out in the chat, and then someone might help them for free, or someone might join their team. But the big thing is that as Bubble Tea Cat, we won't have like 10% of their stock or anything like that. It just belongs to them. Like, it would slow us down. Like, we just want to keep building, growing, networking, selling our own things, and, keep moving forward.
Alrighty, and can you do me a favor and break down what a goldfish and what a cat is, the main differences between a goldfish and cat, and how people can become a goldfish or a cat?
Absolutely. It's really hard to become a goldfish directly. We might give away a couple of our soulbound goldfish tokens that are coming out soon for like promotional, very, very rarely, like through like promotional possibly, but mostly you become a goldfish through becoming an alumni cat. And so I am actually going to become a goldfish soon. I'll be in one of the group of 4 people that are doing a quest right now. And this is probably one of the first tokens that you'll see. The person that's the face of the project will kind of graduate and still be there, but I'll be more like on the top of the board of directors. I won't have any of the, say dev tax or something like that. That'll be a completely different group of people. And so the big difference between the goldfish and the cats is that the goldfish, they utilize our intellectual property that we're building through Thomason Inc. And so that's our publishing company that we have. It's not owned by Bubble Tea Cat, but I own it. And we have about 5 fully done fantasy novels. And so, like, let's say that one of them, like, absolutely blows up, like maybe 1/4 the size of Harry Potter or something. I mean, I'm not going to be like delusional and say half of Harry Potter or something, but like, let's say 1/4. That would allow people to use that intellectual property that we have authorized. Like, let's say that maybe there's limits or something like that, but we would let them sell merch, or they could do a dApp, or they could do an app in the App Store. That would give them a chance to just basically, like, it would be as if somebody said, oh, okay, you already have the rights to build something that is Harry Potter. Like, you're just allowed to. That's Goldfish Society. So on the cat side, when people are doing their Lions Quest, they'll be able to utilize the intellectual property that's Bubble Tea Cat. So let's say they have an amazing idea for a new NFT collection that has to do with a play to earn game. They're allowed to. We won't ask for a single penny from them. If it does, amazing. So it's a really selfless organization, and we're really excited to see what comes of it. And it's been very, very hard to fully explain it. That's why we're so thankful to be able to come on an AMA with you guys and try to do that a little bit better.
Okay. Alrighty, let's see. So, why would someone want to be a goldfish or a cat from the start?
I would say that they would want to be a goldfish or a cat from the start, because we really, I hate to say it this way, but we're so brand new. I would really, really, really want to say that they don't understand the protocol if they don't want to be a goldfish or a cat. Like, they invest, I don't mean to be rude, but like invest in something else, because like this is all structured for builders. This is structure for people that want to be part of a community that is continually building, continually creating new businesses, continually making their own tokens, that we have no say in. So yeah, I would kind of almost say the reason why they should want to be part of the cats or the goldfish is, if that doesn't attract them, then there's just so many other projects. Maybe this isn't really for them.
Alrighty. And what competitive advantage would you say you have with anybody else who is trying to create a hub between, how do I say this? Create a hub of people who want to be entrepreneurs creating D-apps and apps.
I would say what separates us is our generosity. One of the things that I really love about the fact that I was able to lead it for this, first portion of the journey is that a lot of the holders were able to see my heart and my hopes for this project. And then we've been able to attract people that are like me. They're generous. I have someone in my DMs named Rabid Monkey, and he's on our team, but he's always asking, like, do you know someone I could donate tokens to? I have all these tokens. I want to encourage someone today. Another one of our holders was like, I really want to donate tokens to someone that had something, some kind of need. And I was able to tell him about this one, my best friends in Venezuela was having just the worst Christmas ever. And he said, you know what, tell her it's a gift from God, but I want you to give her this $75. And I did. And she cried for like 2 days. So like, this is not stuff that we post. This is not stuff that we post on a blog, but like, this is the heart of the community. And I think that anytime you have a community that's that selfless and really honestly wants you to grow, even if you mostly grow through Bored Ape Yacht Club or whatever, like, if you also want to be part of this community, I think you'll benefit from the heart that we have to succeed and to see you succeed.
All right. And okay. What type of person would you say is the main, what type of investor or creator in this space would you say is the main type of person that would benefit from this? Just in case somebody up in here would really want to go deep with you guys.
I would say anyone that loves going to like hackathons would probably be perfect. Like, I'd be so excited to get to work with them. I love that feel of like going to a conference. People that like to lead at conferences, I think that they would really benefit from this, as long as like I want to be really careful when I say that, because some people like to lead at conferences because they kind of feel like they know everything. I kind of like the vibe that we have, that we don't claim to know everything, but we work really hard, kind of like a search engine or like an AI, to find out what the answers are and then to present them to the community, not to be like, oh, we're experts, we know the way. It's more like collective. Like, if somebody out there that's listening wants to figure out if they want to be a part of this, if you're more like Google, like a search engine, like, hey, I'll find the resources, unless like, oh, I'm an expert, I'm the only person that knows everything. Like, I don't think that person would really have fun.
Alrighty. If you could break down into about just a few sentences what this project is. So imagine if we were to walk inside of an elevator and you were to just tell me what Bubblecat Tea was in just a few sentences, maybe just 15 seconds, what would you say?
I would say I'm working on a project and I wish I could explain it to you in this elevator, but I can't. So here's my number. Sorry.
All right, fair enough. But anyways, to the marketing side and to the community side, because the community is so from what I'm gathering with something like this, where a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of different creators are going to be coming together in one spot to try to rise up ranks, and rising up the ranks. The purpose of that is to motivate themselves, right?
Exactly.
Right? All right, cool. So in a place like this, where a bunch of entrepreneurs are coming together to rise up the ranks in rise up the ranks and continue to build and create, the community would be the most important thing. So what are you guys doing to foster a strong community to make people want to participate?
Trying to get everybody that is talking to be part of the ranks. We don't have to try though, like they all kind of want to be. Even our whales, I guess, so to speak, like they're in a group with us, like a side group, and they help with advising. Oh, Shrimp is here. I wonder if Shrimp wants to talk. Shrimp was helping us with this too. I don't want to put him on the spot, but um so oh gosh, sorry. I do want to backtrack a tiny bit to the elevator thing. I didn't mean to be rude with that, but Achilles would know. Like that's my
Wait a minute. You weren't rude at all. There
Okay,
was
thank
nothing
you.
rude about that.
Okay, I was worried about that.
Not in the slightest bit. You didn't offend me. That was not rude at
Okay.
all.
Okay, thank you. I
Whenever
feel better now because I was
yeah, of
I was
course.
like, I can't. Not my personality. I couldn't. I would die. Like I would probably faint.
So here's the way. So when we come in, when I have AMAs here, I intentionally try to get people who come on here to break down the project as deeply as possible. So it's not that you sound terrible. It's that I want to break it down as deeply as possible because it's 83 people here, and different people come from different backgrounds. They come from different countries, different language barriers, and everybody doesn't understand the same thing the same way. I'm flowing with you, but that's because I've been here a while and I've been doing this. But everybody hasn't been here for a while. So nobody's saying you're doing a terrible job. I just like to break things down to do my best to make sure that everybody understands it. So no, that wasn't rude, and you didn't do bad.
Well, I love your process. That's cool. Thanks for explaining it.
Yeah, no problem. But what were you gonna go ahead and say?
Is basically that to answer the question that you asked, I think most everybody is already kind of participating. We do have some holders that aren't, but if you look at our holder list right now, we only have around like 315 holders, somewhere thereabouts. And I would probably say about 100 of those are in our tier system, somewhere thereabouts. All of them are welcome to be in it because it's based on how many tokens you hold. But I would probably say there's 100. So I mean, if you have something where 1/3 of the people you already know them personally because you've gotten to know them since they walked in the door, and I would say, yeah, probably most of that 100 are people that I've gotten to know since they walked in the doors. So, yeah.
All righty. And who would you say? Okay, how about this? What is you guys' style of? Okay, I'm trying to find a way to word this. I want to word this as accurately as possible. What is you guys' strategy of putting your marketing in such a way that it's going to attract the types of people that are going to rise to the ranks, and that they will really hold the floor for what it is you guys are doing here? Like, how are you guys marketing to your niche? That's a simpler way to put it.
Well, one of the ways that we're trying to do that is going to happen in the next maybe 2 weeks, and that's our first Lions Quest results. And that is going to be an NFT collection by some of our Lions in combination with some of our advisors. And we'll be able to have our first success and also open up the next round to the next group of Lions. So let's say, for example, that our NFT collection that was designed and put together by this group of Lions going on the quest, let's say that it does amazing. And let's say, I don't know, that it has like, 100 ETH volume, the first day or whatnot. It's going to be released as a very low cost, like $18 each. We're trying to go after all the algorithms on Ethereum. We're going to do whitelists and basically like market it proper. The advisors that are also on the team. They're amazing. One of them is Crypto Girlfriend, and she's just been phenomenal. Pandora too. She's not on the team, but she has helped advise us, and she's just incredible. So I would say that if other people like completely outside the token are able to see, okay, these guys created this project. Here's the first sample thing that you can expect from the next group to come through. And this can be you. Like, it can definitely be you. Because right now, like, 15,000 tokens to 24,000 tokens means that you're a Lion. At this price point, almost anybody here could be a Lion if they DCA'd. Every once in a while, we go down to like 15,000 market cap, and when we do, just gradually buy the dip, here and there, non-financial advice, but like if that's what you want to do, then you're already in that group where you are going to have the full support of the whole community to do your project. So I think that when people see that and they see that it's not me the second time around, because we're just doing this as an example, and I'll be an alumni, I'll be with the Goldfish at that point, and it'll be a whole other crew. I think that's going to be the real eye-opener for people. Like, oh my god, I could just walk in and make a NFT collection tied to a game and make $50,000 or whatever, but not from selling tokens and hurting the project. Wow. I think that'll be the eye opener. Of course, we have to prove it first, but that's what we're on track to do within the next 2 weeks we're aiming for.
Okay. So, all right. So let's do this. Let's do this right here. All right. So let's explain the process of going from a cat to a lion. And then let's talk about how that ties into NFTs. Do you automatically get an NFT when you go from a cat to a lion? Are you the NFT? Or, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. You receive our Soulbound token once you become an alumni, actually. The Soulbound token can't be sold or traded or bought. It's kind of a newer concept, but once it becomes fully rolled out, Vitalik is even like very bullish on Soulbound tokens. There's a lot of different applications for them. They don't leave your wallet. It's kind of like a credential. It's perfect to go along with like a secret society kind of thing, because it'll show up in your wallet that you're part of the Goldfish Society at that point. So that's the companies. The association, Bubble Tea Cats, that's their NFT. Now, this NFT collection is just an example. The Bubble Tea Cats is the one that I'm working on with a couple of our other Lions, and that one is separate from the main Bubble Tea Cat. But the next group that comes up, if they want to do their own Bubble Tea Cats NFT collection, then they're more than welcome to. So I did want to differentiate that ours is a quest project for the one that is going to drop on Ethereum.
All righty. Okay. So so I want to piece this together for everybody. Okay, so we were talking about it being a DApp hub for entrepreneurs. Then we start talking about NFTs, and then we said it was a Quest project. So let's do this. In 5 sentences, what is this project collectively with everything involved? If you could throw a label and an explanation in just 5 sentences, not exactly, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, over what everything entails, not just different specific things about the entire project. Like, for example, if I were to create a project that had the features that you had, what I would say is, okay, so this is the centerpiece of what we do is we create a hub where different entrepreneurs and people want to be creators in the space can come together and create their D apps. And then on top of that, we have NFTs that you can get. And there's also a game where we have quests. I'm not saying this is what you're doing. I'm just giving you an example of me. Like, that's an example of how to explain that. So do that for us, please.
Sure. I actually created a guide because we were hoping that if we succeed, that other tokens can actually take our ecosystem and then copy it so that they can use it for their own purposes. So it might be a little bit over 5 sentences, but I'll give it a shot to try to break down each point. So 1, build a community on the blockchain that is talented and diverse. 2, create a token to represent that community. 3, allow community members to buy, sell, and trade the currency to give your ecosystem a boost through the fee system and attract a larger talent community. 4, only reward those who are assisting directly in the protocol unless you do want to register with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission as a security, which is always an option. 5, create an NFT that represents gated membership to the Builders Network of your community. 6, structure the governance of the Builders Network to be based on the amount of community tokens held by each member, which offers a use case for holding your community's currency. 7, offer creative ways that helpers can earn some of the tokens through your buy fees so that no one in the protocol absolutely has to start with money in order to earn money if they are contributing to the success of your project. 8, encourage the building of companies within your builders community, offer advice, access to legal experts, provide grants for building products and offering services, and encourage the company owners to cheer each other on and network to their company's benefit as they see fit. 9, occasionally collaborate as one mega group to take on larger businesses, advocacy, or philanthropic endeavors. 10, ensure that the larger token community does not partially own or directly benefit in any contractual way from the businesses created by the network if the token is not registered with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, but does have holders from the U.S. Sorry, my puppy is crying. 11, encourage the Builders Network of your community to offer free promotional goods and services to your larger community for contests and giveaways. 12, allow the Builders Network of your community to promote their goods and services to your larger community in exchange for marketing, advertising payments made to the token, which can then flow back into the ecosystem, furthering its sustainability. 13, allow your business network members to advertise their goods and services and contact information in a public-facing document to help support their business. 14, encourage those who hire your network entrepreneurs for services to leave unbiased reviews. And lastly, 15, offer a suite or other perks for your builders community for holding your association's NFT.
All righty. So, all right, let's do this too. Look. All right, so if you go on the top categories in CoinGecko, you can find, exactly the genre of project. Like, there are meme tokens, and then there's also, hold up a second. There's meme, and then after the meme tokens, we've got, I can pull it up for you right here. We've got move to earn, we've got privacy tokens. So, in just one word, what type of project is this?
A association.
Okay, an association project. Okay, and the number one goal is what? Like, for example, when I'm going to the gym and you ask me what my number one goal is to get stronger, to get bigger. So what's the number one goal here?
Is to take over the world.
Okay. And then in what way are we going to do that? In just a short phrase when it comes to networking so we can bring people to our project.
Build decentralized versions of Google, Microsoft, all of the major corporations.
That's what's up. That's your elevator pitch that I was talking about earlier. That's what it is. All righty. So let's go ahead and continue moving on here. Let's go ahead and let's go back to the marketing side. So are you marketing this internationally, or are you focused on a specific niche?
I'm so excited you asked that. Yes, we are marketing this internationally. We made a Discord community which has auto translations to from all the major languages at this point into English on the Discord, translates in English to the Telegram, and then back to the Discord, and then back into the original languages. So yeah, no, if anybody knows anybody that's like Chinese, Japanese, anything, like if they speak a language other than English and they're your friend, please refer them to our project. I will find a way to get them plugged in and get them some starting tokens. Like, I would love that.
All righty, that is what's up. And we are at right about the 40-minute mark. I just try to leave myself 40 minutes. If it's okay with you, we're going to go over, and there's a lot of hands up, a whole lot up. We're going to go ahead and get to the community voice chat and let them ask you some questions. Is that fine with you?
Sounds awesome.
All right, let's do that then. First up, let's go to Sir Trust. Sir Trust, your mic is unmuted. I trust that you're going to ask a good question. Go ahead, man.
Thank you very much, DC. I really appreciate it. So the first question I want to ask you asked the question the other time, but you don't address the question very well. You asked her about the process to move from one stage to another, from catting to be a lioness and alumni. But she was just talking about NFT. She did not answer that question very well. I would like if she can address that question again. And the second question I want to ask is, in the community, we have cats, which are those who are creative, those who have work to render to the community, and we have the goldfish, which are the entrepreneur, the investors. So for someone to be a cat, what are the requirements for that person? Because those people will be rendering service to the community and those outside your own community, because you are building an ecosystem whereby people will come to you to work, you will render work to them, and they will pay. So what are the requirements for those who will be working with you as cats? Because I also read from that article that the cat will be receiving part of your token as their work continues, the more they help the community. So for those who will be helping the community, what are the requirements for them? Because those who will be helping the community, we must know them have a good reputation so that people will trust them, that they are safe with them. Thank you.
Yeah, those are both good questions. I want to start with the second one just because it's freshest in my mind. Yes, part of our tax money does go to tip for the cats, and there's not like a set amount exactly because, well, if you see our chart, we've been a little bit low in the market cap and maybe had like $15 worth of tax come in over the past week for the sell tax. And the buy tax stays in straight tokens, so we don't really always convert those. So, to answer your question, yes, for the cats, how they can get involved is just by first the amount of tokens that they hold themselves, or if they don't have any tokens but they do want to be part of the tiers, they would just need to express to us that they'd like to get connected, and we have them fill out a small grant application, and then we would have the tiers review that application, and as long as they are willing to sponsor the member, then they can have them. Sorry, I need to get a drink of water. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I was like so thirsty. So as long as the tier is willing to sponsor them, basically by them putting up their own tokens, then they will be able to graft that person onto the team. So the way I kind of hate saying that because it sucks, but from a project manager standpoint, you kind of have to do something like that. Like, I'd love to just give everybody tokens. And I started out by just like, hey, anybody willing to help, you get some tokens. But my more heavy investors were very kind in explaining to me, you are not being generous with the project's money, you're being generous with our money. So just like think about what you're doing when you're giving away tokens for people helping, and maybe like try to make it a little bit more sustainable. And the second that we listened and did that and followed through with that, we started to see so much more green in the chart, and we stopped tanking back down to like 10K. To answer your first, and I'll go back if that didn't help, but just to quickly answer your first question, the NFT that we have for our ecosystem, it's not one that you like hold and trade. It's one that you earn and one that gives you benefits in the ecosystem. So it's a soul bound token, meaning it never leaves your wallet. It lets you it grants you access to the Goldfish Society. So that network will be kind of walled off on our Discord and Telegram so that not everyone can access it. It allows you access to our bridge network where I'm I'm trying to figure out how to make this as sustainable as possible. So I'll just come out and say, we don't know how long we'll be able to offer this, but we are, for the time being, at least building bridges for the first 50 people to become Goldfish when they do graduate out of the cats, because I can build bridges and several of my team can build bridges. It's just that maintaining them with all of these Discord and Telegram updates is really hard. What the bridges do is they let you chat between Telegram and Discord, and those chats get relayed back and forth. So like if you have a group of people on your token that they're on Discord and they really hate Telegram, but then you have a group of people on your Telegram that hate Discord, they can all talk to each other in the same Telegram because the chat bot will relay the messages back and forth. So we'll do that for free for the first 50 or so people that are become part of the Goldfish Society. That's at least $100 value right there. They also have access to the Writers Guild. They're members of the Writers Guild and they can earn money through that also. And there's also ongoing perks as we come up and we continue adding perks to being part of the Goldfish Society.
Thank you. I'm already in your community during your TG. I will stay there for more clarification. Thank you, this I really appreciate.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for coming by, Sir Trust. Always like seeing you here, dude. Always nice seeing you here, man. All right, let's go to Rise down here. Rise, your mic is on mute. You can go ahead and ask your question, sir.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Happy?
Good, Rise. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, I'm listening and I went through the website. I'm going to make a comment and then I ask my question. I really do like your passion and I can see that you're speaking from your passion. But when I'm listening to you and I'm looking at the website, some of the information does not corroborate. There seems to be some disconnect. Based on your passion, it would be good to probably have like your advisor or someone that you from the group that you really trust, that you guys sit down and sort of fine-tune the website with your vision, with your passion, with your what the future that you have for your token, and rewrite the website so that it can be a little bit more understandable for us who would want to invest listening in. With that said, I see on your website that you say that it is blending original written and design intellectual property with evolving AI technologies. I mean, AI technology is a big thing now. So I am trying to understand how does the AI technology ties in the overall ecosystem with the goldfish and the cat that you spoke about earlier on. So I'm trying to understand that aspect of the project. How does the ecosystem really, how does each aspect of it ties together? Or if you have a flow chart, probably that that you can verbate for a little bit more understanding. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I love your advice. Thank you. I appreciate that. So to be a little bit transparent, I guess I didn't think through that element of basically like what you said. The way I interpreted it was just as we're building these businesses, we'll use AI technology. And I didn't really think about kind of like elaborating beyond that, but that was really good feedback, and I can most definitely do that. For example, our Lions Quest project, it is something that highlights the use of AI with artists, because one of the big drawbacks to the AI being fully adopted right now, which we all have mixed feelings about, because I mean, those of us that really deeply understand how to use AI don't want to, be in a group of people that like all of a sudden it becomes not cool anymore because 5-year-olds can do it. But you know what? At the same time, we can't be jealous like that. We didn't create it, so let's roll with the punches here. But a lot of artists feel like it's putting people out of a job. Now, me and my husband, we are artists. I'm a professional photographer. My husband, he is a professional artist, and we really wanted to play with AI and be able to show, okay, well, here's what you could do with the prompts, but here's what you could do when you mix it with 3D Blender. Here's what you can do when you mix it with a hand drawing. Here's what you can do when you mix it with photography. And so instead of coming at it from a perspective of, oh, AI is superior, let's let it take away all our jobs, our heart with that was not to become targets of the artist community that feels like their jobs are being taken over, but rather to point it out from the entrepreneur's perspective, how much this is going to help entrepreneurs. How much this is going to help put food on their table. There's starving artists, but there are definitely starving entrepreneurs. And so I really wanted to get this technology in the hands of our group at least, so that I am teaching them how to utilize it, and that we are all teaching each other and learning from that. I know that one of our developers, Moon, was just sending Achilles a picture that he made of Achilles. I can't remember if it was like a snowman Achilles or a Santa Achilles, but he was using that to make AI, and he was really excited to show Achilles in one of the private groups. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. But yes, the website is the bane of my existence right now. I've done all of it, but I know I could improve on that. So thank you for that feedback, and I will take that to heart.
Welcome. I mean, when I'm listening, every aspect of your project that you speak about could really be major. It's just for you to make the vision more visualized, and I do wish you all the best for your project.
So much, Rise. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Rise, for coming out, asking good questions, and speaking in a very nice voice. I like that. Very professional. All right, so let's go ahead and get Serious Ninja up. Let me click on this. Wait a minute, you just slipped. All right, Serious Ninja. Serious Ninja, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question, sir.
Yeah. First, thank you for the opportunity.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, man. Always.
Yeah. I have access and read your website and Medium project, and I have one question because I'm curious about the state that this project will utilize AI as a service. can you explain what services that can be obtained from this project? And we have to have the token, or just everyone can use the services? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. We currently are not building an AI program specifically right now, but we are trying to contact an existing AI company, and they're the same ones that run the Sophia bot. They're based out of Hong Kong, and they've pretty much said that they're open to being contacted in such a way, and we want to work with them. They're called Hanson Labs. So I'm just putting that out there, not as like, oh, they did never email me back, of course, but that was just a couple days ago that we finally reached out to them. And we can also, travel to Hong Kong or find other ways to get in touch with them or meet them at a conference. But they said that they're looking for people in crypto to network with. And so they have this beautiful bot called Sophia. And if you look her up on YouTube, you can see her talking to like Jimmy Kimmel and all these different late night comedy stars. And she's this brilliant robot that speaks like a human, and she learns from every conversation she has. I really want our project to be one of the first to create a book that's like 50% written by Sophia and 50% written by our Writers Guild. And I think that would be just one of the most beautiful ways of showing how humans can work with AI instead of it being a competition.
Okay,
Ninja,
thank
all right,
you.
man? All righty, that is all right. He got his question answered. He is content. Next up, let's go to Shamir. Shamir is active. All right, Shamir, go ahead and ask your question, man. The floor is yours. We're waiting on you.
All right, thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
No problem, man. You're always welcome.
All right. Please, from your website, you talked about community, that the project is more of community driven, where the East get to meet to the West, where an American entrepreneur get to meet a Japanese community. Can you just explain more on it? Secondly, you talked about task, where you say that 4% buy tax will remain in the token form until it is necessary to convert. I'm just finding it hard to understand what you mean by that. More so about the NFT that you talked about. You said I was wondering whether the NFT, like, will it be in form of, like, if you can sing, will there be a marketplace in the D app where if you can sing, you can upload it there, where people can buy your song and your designs, among others? So that's just my question.
Before I answer your question, could you elaborate a little bit on the last part where you saying like if a community member has songs they want to upload to a D app? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. About the NFT integration that you were talking about.
That one I'm worried about answering that wrong for you because I'm not sure I fully understand that, so I'll start with that just in case. I don't have current plans for the project ecosystems NFT to be beyond something that showcases our utilities. It's going to be an NFT that's really cute and it'll be really nice looking in their profile. They won't have to pay for it. But it also gives them access to our utilities. And what I mean by that is that on our Discord and also to some extent our Telegram, but I have to try to figure out if I haven't fully integrated with CC Wallet yet to do gated options. So it's just something we're looking into, but we already know how to do this on Telegram. Sorry, my cat was being annoying. We already know how to do this on Discord, where we can gate it to who has the token, the NFT, and then we can have certain certain events for them that are only ones that they can access, or we can get in touch with just them. I'm really sorry if that doesn't answer your question. I hope I don't put you on the spot by asking you to elaborate. Were you asking because you say wanted to sell like some music as a community member and you wanted help with that, or?
Okay, you talked about, like, from the website, you were talking about creativity and talent, and the rest of them. So I was like, will it be like, can you explain to us what you mean by those creativity and talent? Will it be in form of, like, if you sing, where an NFT marketplace where if you have a song that you sang or you wrote that you can upload there, people can just come there, buy it, or a design, something like that?
In a sense, yeah. We did kind of originally plan to do a Fiverr kind of model, and we still might do that. We're just not sure if we're going to have a different team, someone that rises up from the community to run as a separate token. But that model was that, let's say a community member has a song that they want to sell, or has a service that they want to offer, someone can burn a supply of tokens, and we would just reimburse the original artist out of the community taxes. Sorry, my dogs are fighting. I'm so sorry, guys. But I really don't want to burn our supply because it's only 3 million tokens, and that would I think each one of them are precious. So if we did do some kind of burn to buy element, I would probably offer it to the larger community and network with other tokens that want to burn their supply, and we would just use it as a collaboration tool. So say that you want to sell your song, and we have a partnership with, let's just say, Floki blah 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 Inu, and Floki blah 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 Inu wants to burn some of their token supply, so they can go to their holders and say, look, we have a song that you can buy, and all you have to do is burn 5,000 of your Floki blah 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 Inu tokens, and then we would take money from our taxes that we've set aside as, promotionally or marketing or whatnot, and then we would reimburse the you, because you created the song, to whatever amount we had budgeted to allow to sell. So let's say we had enough tokens set aside for you to sell 10 of your songs. So like that is something that we have looked into and we want to do. It's just implementing it is probably going to be more of like a phase 2 thing. But yeah, I will definitely keep that on the radar because a lot of people were excited about that. I hope that answers that question. As far as the taxes, a lot of tokens have an inbound tax that has a swap and liquefy function. What this means is that the token automatically sells on the contract, and it does that so that it can put it into the dev fees, into the operations fees, into the marketing fees. We only have that on the sell tax for our token. We can swap our tokens on the buy tax if we'd like to, but we try not to because we're so early and our chart's a baby and we like to see more green. So but yeah, one of the benefits of our token is that our contract will not sell on the chart automatically for buy tax, which creates for a greener chart when people are buying, not selling. I think you had a first question. I'm sorry if I missed it.
Okay, the first question was about the community oriented, where you said it will be more of utopia. So I don't really understand what you mean by that, where the East can meet with the West, where an American entrepreneur can meet with Japanese community. So can you stress more on that? Like, let me understand what you mean by community oriented.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you for asking that. I'm sorry that I forgot about that one. So Japanese culture is a little bit more community based. I know that there's a lot of cultures. It's not just Japanese culture, but it's the one that kind of sings in my heart when I think about a communal type culture. And a lot of American culture is very independent. It's like, how much money can I make? Whereas like community culture is like, we succeed if the whole community succeeds. And one of the things that stands out to me as a fun way to explain it is when there's a kid that's like acting up in like a Japanese classroom and they get sent to the hall, it's not fun for them. Like they feel like they've been kicked out of the group and they're honestly sad. You know, in America, that kid would pull out their phone and they would be having so much fun. So I want to foster a community where if you did kind of sit on the outskirts of the group, you'd be wanting to kind of peek in there and you'd want to see how you could participate because you wanted to be part of that community.
Okay. Thank you very much. I understand now.
Your questions, they were all really good questions.
All right, Bigo, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question, sir. Thank you, Shamir, for coming up, brother.
Hello guys.
Hi.
What's up, man? Go ahead, Bigo.
How you doing, man? Hope I'm audible.
Hear you.
Okay. So can I ask my question now?
No, you cannot. I was playing with you, big dog. Go ahead.
Okay. Thanks. So my question is really about the liquidity pool of your project. So my question is liquidity pool are used to facilitate decentralized financial lending, staking, and we have seen that liquidity has become an important part of many ecosystems. Many projects run into liquidity problem. What liquidity system will Bubble Tea and cards use to increase the token value? And also, I also want to know how do both of investor and project combine to create a mutually beneficial relationship? Hope you got the question, or should I come again?
Some of both of the questions I need to ask for some clarification on. For the first one, are you asking how we plan to grow our liquidity?
Yeah.
For the second one, are you asking how the community benefits from the businesses?
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I was understanding. So the community benefits from the businesses because as the businesses grow, they are able to advertise back to the community and pay in marketing fees. So when they are advertising to our community, let's say that they host an AMA about their business, then they are open to do that, but then that money goes straight back into the ecosystem. And then that benefits the holders because maybe that means that we can give a lot more tips to our cats that week. Or maybe we can have a party where like we give away a lot of prizes and money and stuff like that, or just we can add more utilities. The first question that you asked about liquidity, we started with $53 liquidity. So we worked really hard to get up to where we are. And we will keep working just as hard to keep getting higher. We're at a spot where we're kind of stagnant in volume right now, but as soon as that kind of like unclogs, like as we keep building our utilities and we keep showing the community that we're not going anywhere but upwards in terms of what we're accomplishing, then we will also put liquidity at a very, very high priority.
Whoa, that's great. Um, I also wish your project good luck, and My second question is what is your strongest advantage that you think will make your team lead in the market? And I want to know how did you come up with your project solution, and what make you
Hey,
think
brother. Hey, brother. Real quick, Bigo. I already
of
asked that earlier, and we got a whole bunch of hands up. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these people, and let's just do one question per person now. All right.
okay.
That's what's up.
So
Thank you for coming out, brother. All right. Let's go straight ahead to. Let's go to M. Let me see where M is at. Let me see M. Let me give him a second to put his hand back up. I'm trying to wait to see him. Let me see. Okay. I don't see M anymore. All right. Let's go to PCI. All right, PCI, go ahead, brother. What's up, man? PCI, go ahead, man. Your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question, dude.
Hey, thank you, DC. Hope everyone is having a good day. So right now there's so I have a quick suggestion and my question, So right now there's many kind of AI, and I'm sure there will be many more soon since we are entering into this stage of the future. And since you are involved with this, I think that by having the possibility of creating your own in the future of the project will be actually a good thing to promote yourself, and actually a direct way for your community to have access to this one. My question is, so you have this quest right now, and at a certain point, while the project keeps growing, it might collapse by the amount of people doing it. So do you think that by expanding the tiers or doing a kind of side quest, so investors have a fair chance to be a part of the ecosystem, and the end be able to be a part of the society?
Could you state the question part of that again really quick?
So you have this quest, which is I think the name is Proving Grounds. So while the project keeps growing and growing, it might collapse by the amount of people doing this quest. So do you think that by expanding the tiers of from cats to lion or not or lioness, or doing or doing a kind of a side quest, so investors have a fair chance to be a part of the ecosystem, and at the end be a part of the society as well?
Okay, I completely understand what you're saying now. One thing that helps to kind of keep things flowing and more people to have that opportunity to do that main quest is that we get booted from the Lions after we finish our quest. So including me, I'm the main developer right now, but I will get booted from the Lions and become Goldfish Society after that, and then that's where I will work on a number of independent projects and people can join me in those. And so that's kind of similar to everybody gets the same opportunity to do that. And so I think that is a kind of unique way to do it. I guess we'll have to kind of see how it goes if it's the best way to do it, but I'm excited about it. And I'm trying to think of if I didn't answer the other part of your question. Can you let me know what I haven't answered well? Sorry.
Yeah, the part was about the AI. If you were planning to creating your own in the future, since that will be a good way to promote yourself. And actually, I thought the project itself, your community could be access to it.
I love that you suggested that, and that was suggested earlier, because it honestly hadn't crossed my mind at all, if I'm just being completely transparent. And to hear that from the community out there, Achilles listeners, yeah, definitely, it's definitely on my radar now. Thank you guys.
All
Thank
righty.
you.
PCI, thank you for coming out, brother. Next up, we got M. M, what's going on? Go ahead and ask your question, brother.
Yo, what's up, guys? Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course, man. You're always welcome here.
Yeah, I think the project's pretty intriguing. One thing that caught my attention is just publishing books and really the content creation around writing books and sort of that sector of this project's goals. I see you're working with somebody who previously worked with Disney, writing storytelling and whatnot. I'm just wondering, like, as far as this being just such a community sort of deal, have you guys ever considered like crowdsourcing ideas for the direction of these stories in the future and future books or even like comic strips and whatnot?
Yes, most definitely through our Writers Guild, because a lot of what we want to do is to do like crowdsourcing of ideas where they can then share like the profits also.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I'm not sure if I didn't catch that earlier. I'm at work right now too, but I'm trying to chime in and just get up to speed. I do a lot of editing myself. And I was just
Awesome.
goals for community members for future writing endeavors and whatnot.
I love that you asked that. That's like goes right back into my wheelhouse. So it was actually kind of like calming and zen to hear your question.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for answering. It's something I'll definitely be watching, so appreciate that.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming out, brother. Appreciate you. All right, let's see. We're gonna go to next. Let's go to let's go to Sujay. All right, Sujay, go ahead, ask the question, man. Your mic is unmuted. The floor is yours.
Hey, JC, was that me?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you. Hello, Hoppy. How's it going?
Good. How about with you?
I'm good, thank you. So, I was going through the website. I was listening to the AMA. I've taken some notes. A lot of my questions, I think, have been answered. So I'd like to start with a couple of suggestions, if that's okay with you.
100%. Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, I think the website needs to be simplified a little bit. I had to go through the website a couple of times to try and understand what you were trying to do here. If I had not listened to this AMA, I would still have questions and I would still not be clear. So if you had like a simpler breakdown of what the project intends to do, and then maybe an advanced section for people who want to dig deeper, that would be good for people to people who have not attended your AMAs to try and understand what they're looking at here. From what I understood.
Sorry, I was just saying I love that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got kicked out by TG. And also the second suggestion would be if you could break down the tiers, right from the kittens all the way to lions, as to what they have access to, what they can and cannot do when they get promoted. That would also be helpful because I'm not sure how one gets promoted and what they can do when they do get promoted. So that would be my two suggestions.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I will definitely tend to that.
Okay, so coming to my question, I think, like I said, most of my questions were answered, but I still have one question left, which is how does the platform generate enough revenue for itself to be sustainable? Like, I mean revenue for upkeep, revenue for maintenance, revenue for paying any salaried employees that are working for the platform, apart from the money generated from the taxes, because I see the taxes are not too high. And based on what you have explained so far, a user who needs access to your ecosystem does not need to be a holder to pitch ideas, to apply for grants. So I don't, if the volume is not high enough for your 4% buy and sell taxes, to accumulate, how else will you generate a guaranteed revenue that'll keep you going?
Sujay, you better keep coming out.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, DC?
I was letting Sujay know that he had better keep coming to our AMAs.
Thanks,
That's an
DC.
excellent question. While you said that, I actually forgot the question. Sorry. My brain.
It was just about, how do you generate revenue for the upkeep, for the maintenance, for the salaries, to keep your Discord going, to the mods and everything, apart from the taxes, of course.
Okay, I see what you're saying. With the Bubble Tea Cat, it kind of runs on its own, but the ecosystem will be able to sustain like the Discords and everything that goes a little bit beyond outside of Bubble Tea Cat's association. We will have paid events that if you're a member of the Goldfish Society, that's one of the perks is that you don't have to pay those events. Like, let's say we are able to get Stephen King to like come and do a cozy AMA with us. Like that would be like on my list of like, oh my God, like amazing things. And I can't see that happening, even though I really always aim for the stars. But let's say we got that to happen and everybody had like a $10 ticket, then that would go towards Stephen King. That would be his honorarium. So, but I would have considered that an expense, right? So, but we wouldn't take any money from that. It would go to him, but it would also continue providing the service. In a similar way, on the tiers, when we have those grant applications, let's say that the Mousers, they want to bring someone on that's been helping a lot, that's a kitten, and they did put in an application, then as long as the Mousers are willing to front that amount of money, not money, but tokens, which I guess is the same thing, but as long as they're willing to put forward that 2,500 in tokens, crowdsource it for that person, then that basically speaks to the quality of that person. I think that person should feel extremely welcome at that point and know that they are fully adopted into that Mouser tier and know that they're on the right track.
Okay. So we're looking at a lot of crowdsourcing here. You mentioned Stephen King, one of my all-time favorite authors. Grew up reading his horror novels. Just a quick clarification. You've mentioned that the Thomason.Inc. publishing entity is your own personal sort of brainchild or your own company. Is that legally associated with the Bubble Tea Cats, or is that a sister concern, or is it a separate entity altogether?
I made sure it was a separate entity altogether because I did not want the legal complexity of having to deal with that. But what we do is that, at least for the books that Dwayne and I produce, for the first month of the sales, for the first month of the sales of the book that's on there right now, we're actually giving 100% back of the profits to the ecosystem, but in the future it'll be like the first 3 months we'll receive 50% of the profits. So that's going to become an income generator for us. And the way that we are going to talk with our legal advisors and just try to make sure that everything is on the up and up with that, what we wanted to do was consider that as a marketing fee so that the token could charge Thomason then to say, hey, look, we'll present this to the community in exchange for X amount of dollars. And then Thomason basically gives that money to the ecosystem.
Okay, got it. All right, well, I appreciate your answers. I don't want to take any more time. I see there's still more hands up, so thank you so much, and thank you, DC, for the opportunity.
Thank you for the wonderful question. Appreciate you. All righty, let me see. Let's go to Ziggy next. Ziggy, you were up. And your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
Thank you, DC. Yeah, to piggyback on Sujay's question, you have charity, philanthropy, basically. So Sorry, I keep dropping off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's all good.
Okay. I said to piggyback on Sujo's question. So you have philanthropy, which is charity, on your website. So I was trying to like pick the pieces, and it's not, the volume is not voluming for you to have charity that is actually working. And I do appreciate the story about $75 given to a random person in the community, and that's what charity is supposed to be about helping and stuff like that. But is there a way you guys plan on, do you need to make it more realistic, more sustainable? Because obviously not every time someone in the community is going to have some money to give away or something like that. So would there be a way to keep it running, even when, just something like that, just to make it more realistic? Maybe a part of your task go to it, there's a community donation at the end of the month, just something that are realistic for the charity aspect, basically.
100%. That's a really good question. Yes, there's absolutely no tax allocation that will ever be towards the philanthropic elements of our project. So that should never come and be anything that would drag down the token. But one of the ways that I wanted to incorporate the philanthropy into the project is through a side project, which will it's kind of in levels. I'm trying to find the best way to explain how we could kind of start if we had to start it next month. We want to I'm so sorry, guys. I was a little put on the spot, but so let's say I have this Venezuelan community, and they are very precious to me. Let's say that I have them tell me a need that's in their community, and let's say just for the heck of it, let's say that they need to have a well that's dug. I don't think that they do, but their problems are more to do with electricity, but that's a little bit beyond the scope of my budget right now. But just for simplicity's sake, let's say that they need a well to be dug. And I go ahead and I converse with some of the community members that are in that area where the well needs to be dug. And then we work together to create a beautiful hand-drawn, hand-painted portrait that is a painting, and then I want to convert it to giclée. And once it's in giclée form, I want to be able to have it so that prints could be made off of it, just like any painting that an artist does. And then I want that to go into an NFT collection, and so that whoever owns that NFT, like before they sell it, that they'll have access to print that giclée portrait. So it'll look just like a real painting on their wall, and they can have it blown up to like an 8-foot by 10-foot beautiful giclée print on their wall. And my goal for that is that 50% of that money could go, directly back to that cause for building the well. 50% could go back to making that particular project sustainable. I can't jump and say it'll definitely go to the ecosystem. For something like that, I would have to make sure that particular project would be sustainable, that somebody else could run it other than me, for example, because I can't do everything. But just so that we could build it up first. So ideas like that. Sorry.
I did get your point. But I was actually referring to something more, trying to do a painting, and I get the vibe you're trying to put out. That's very good, at least trying to help in some way. But like, this is more like pointing yourself with a gun on your foot, because the money is not guaranteed. And painting, yeah, people love paintings, but like, what's the guarantee that painting will actually get sold, and the money will be up to the tax or something like that? But I was like, my question was more of like, what's going to make it realistic? I get your vibe, I get the vibe you're putting out. The charity is good, but yeah, I do get your point. Actually. Just, I'm not very satisfied, but I did get your point. Thank you.
It's okay. I really appreciated your question. Challenging questions are good too.
Appreciate you, Ziggy. Thanks for asking your question, man. Keep on coming back. All right, let's get King up. King, what's up, man? Your mic is unmuted. Go ahead, brother.
Can you hear me?
We got you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, well done this year and well done, Opi. How is everything? How's everyone going? Merry Christmas once more. So I'm going to be as fast as possible. Yeah, I'm going to be as fast as possible. So what exactly is the utility of the token? Because many people may not really understand. Are you focusing on NFT? Are you focusing on wallet? Are you focusing on reflections? What exactly is the utility of the token? Then secondly, I'm going to be as fast as possible. On your website, you said our Golden Society will help our entrepreneurship on dApps and you at least. You're talking about how to be being creative. Do you like to lay on top of the money like it's that is what are you trying to say in this particular point? Yeah, I don't really understand. Is it that you are trying to talk to the team or trying to talk to the community that the more they put in the effort, the more they get in rewards? Is it come join us then we will adopt you to a bubble card, T card? So what exactly are you talking about here? And finally, are you ready to push in the marketing? You know, there will always be cheating project. There will always be cheating project. What are you bringing in hot investors and are you ready to put in the effort to get in the marketing? I'm talking about are you bringing in more calls, more EMAs, and what exactly are you ready to putting into the project?
Well, all of those things cost money. So like I am on this AMA to hopefully answer most people's questions, but for those of you that are kind of thinking like, oh my god, like okay, so she's on an Achilles AMA, she's gonna be on, you know, Caesars tomorrow and this other one the next day. No, I'm gonna be we've been releasing our utilities almost like every other day. So I'm going to drive the marketing with the utilities. So if it takes a trust factor, a certain trust factor for someone to feel comfortable before investing in it, I would definitely say that they should wait just a little bit because we did start at $53 market cap. Our budget is almost non-existent. And we picked Achilles for our first AMA because he is a GOAT. He's amazing, and I couldn't pick someone better than Achilles' team to have our first official AMA at. So,
yeah, I'm glad you know that too. Yeah. All right, I'm going on mute.
Yes, sir. The website, the cat thing laying on top of money. It was just being joking about like the cats. Cats don't do much, but they help a little bit. So yeah, I mean, like we want people to be part of the community, even if it's a small amount. And so yeah, I guess I could write that better on the website if it was confusing. Was there another part to that?
Yeah, you said how do we climb in the ladder? You said that the more helpful you are, the higher you climb up in the ranks. In what sense? I don't know. Is that we become mods? I don't really understand that particular point.
The utility of the token is the Entrepreneur Society. It's for people that want to network with each other. And for example, like I and a couple other people have already really benefited from the networking. I know that that's like a no-brainer that I would because I'm at the, I'm near the top. But there's been other people that have met brand new people here, and they've gone on to make their own tokens. And I haven't actually followed up with it myself to make sure that they were safe, but they weren't doing it under our under Bubble Tea Cat or anything. So, but they saw a benefit in it in networking, and so I would figure that same thing would go towards making businesses and everything else that we hope to be able to help encourage people to be able to achieve.
Okay, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And finally, hope your tax will not be increasing anytime soon. It will remain 4% buy and sell.
I'm sorry?
I say your tax, hope it won't be increasing anytime. It will remain 4% buy and sell.
4% buy and sell. We're eventually reducing it to 0.
Okay. Yeah.
All righty. King, thank you, sir. And that will be our last question of the session. Hoppycat, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. Any last words that you have to say?
No, but thank you guys so much for having us here today. And again, I couldn't pick a better AMA place. You guys are my favorite in the whole crypto space. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Alrighty, and now let's go ahead and get to the giveaways. Here we go. Let me see. Here we go. Let's start off with the best question. There's point 2 BNB. And that point, now, first of all, I should have said this earlier, but if you ask a question and you want to win, you have to actually stay inside of the chat so that I can find you, because we're not going to track you down because it's just not our job. We're already giving out money and giving you an opportunity to learn, so that's good enough, all right? So if you ever want to win something, you have to stick around the whole time. We're not tracking you, all right? But the best question is going to go to Sujay. So Sujay, you won the best question. Sujay, go type a comment so I can get your username at Dumbledore. That's what's up. There we go. All right. Let me send it over. And boom, Dumbledore has it. So that's point 2. All right. Let's go ahead next to the trivia. All right. And y'all know how this runs. It will only count if you answer the question after I've put the question in the comments, okay? It only counts then, all right? So here we go. Here's the first trivia question going in the comments in 1, 2, 3. Everybody look at the comments for the first trivia question. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. What is the name of the society of this project? Wheat, you are the winner. It is the Goldfish Society. Mind Flayer almost got it. I wonder where Vlad is, because Vlad be stacking up in here. All right. Let me go ahead and get that over to Dumbledore right now as we speak. We got
one Buck. Was it Bucks? Matt and
that's him.
TC?
I think.
I thought you said Wheat.
No. I sent you. I sent you who won. All right.
Cool.
Next, let's.
Well, but no, I'm just saying I see Wheat on here, but I see it looks like Bucks got it first, unless I'm experiencing the laggy thing.
All right. Let me go back and check real quick.
Yeah, look under your. I see someone congratulated Sujay.
Yo, it does look like he got it first. I don't know how I missed it.
I'm sorry, Wheat. I don't want to call it out like that, brother, but
it lagged because that was not there first. Okay.
Dude, it happens all the time. Yeah, I just didn't know if I was seeing the lag this time, but yeah. Sorry, Wheat. Next time, bro.
My man. Yeah, that lag. If it wasn't for Dumbledore, you would have won, because this is all Dumbledore's fault. Do not get mad at DC.
All my doing. It's all my doing.
He is the villain of the AMA.
Yeah, secretly, I'm really Voldemort. All right.
Look at him. There's some people in the chat even say it. All right, so here we go. Here goes the next question. All right, dropping in 1. Buck was about to have a fit, won't he? He better say, I posted it first. Look, hey bro, I was gonna go and eat lunch and then come back to like 5 screenshots of Buck saying, see, I did it first. I got it first.
You better believe it, bro.
All right, there you go. Now I'm gonna wait a few seconds in case we get some lag. (6'2". Come on, dude. That didn't even make any sense. I asked, what was the highest level of cat that you can evolve to in this project? And this man says 6'2". He wishes he was 6'2". Every man, I've never met a man that didn't want to be 6 feet. Hey man, can you guys stop commenting so that I can go up to where the question's at? I can't copy and paste the guys.
Guys, I will turn on the timer and shoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all better quit playing.
Type it now. You won't be able to type in another minute. So just chill with the spamming, please.
Yeah. Dumbledore, shut the chat off.
Let me see. Actually, having a little trouble with it. Honestly, man, drop your question if they don't want to. You know,
Yeah. I drop.
just drop it.
Well, I know who won. I was just waiting a second. It was Mind Flayer. Mind Flayer won. I just need Mind Flayer DM me. Okay, there we go.
Was that for a trivia?
He was the one on it. Yeah, it was.
Oh, but yeah, I didn't even see it because of all the spam.
Yeah, I saw it. I was just waiting a second to make sure it didn't glitch.
Just send me that one. I got the other guy. Oh, Mind Flayer, Buck's house.
Yeah,
Need
yeah. It was
always.
Yeah.
I mean, always printing in here. Need beans.
Yep. All right, guys.
Speed dial.
Next coming up, here we go. Wait till I type it in. All right. 1, 2, and 3. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. What is it? All right.
Everyone said 6.
Okay. And Natsu was the winner. So Natsu, you are the winner. DM me so I can get you your username to Dumbledore.
All right.
I could pause the chat too, but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, it's fine. Just let it run its course. But sweet.
All right, Natsu. Yeah, Natsu, just DM me your address.
I think I've got it.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go ahead and send you everything.
He was like the first person to answer, right?
Yep. He was the first person.
Second to first. Yeah, I got it.
Yep. All righty, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Hoppy, thank you for coming. Maximus, thank you for accompanying her. We appreciated having you guys over here. Best of luck to your project. And everybody at the Safe Haven, we are out. Y'all have a good day.
Everybody take care. Bye, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Awesome job. Well done, Hoppy.